There is a difference between a woodworker who builds furniture and a woodworker whose furniture gets passed down. Not talent. Not money. Not even years. The difference is what happens before the first cut. Most woodworkers walk into the workshop excited. They have a plan. They have wood. They have tools. And they start. That excitement is exactly what costs them. Because the project is not won at the bench. It is won before anything is touched. Master woodworkers know this. And there are 7 specific things they do every single time, on every project, no matter how simple, that the average woodworker skips entirely. By the time this video is done, you will know all 7. And you will never start a project the same way again. Habit 1. They read the wood before they read the plan. Most woodworkers pull out the drawing first. Measurements. Dimensions. Cut list. They treat the wood as a material to be processed. A master does the opposite. The drawing goes down. Every board gets picked up, held, turned. The grain direction gets studied. Where the growth rings are running. Whether the board has tension built into it from the way the tree grew. Which face has the best figure. Where a knot is going to land when the board gets ripped down. The wood already has information in it. It is telling you which way it wants to be oriented. Which face deserves to be seen. Which end will give you trouble at the joint line. Which boards should be saved for panels and which ones belong on frames. A master reads all of that before they read a single dimension. Because the plan is a guide. The wood is the material. And the material has opinions. When those two things conflict, and they will, the woodworker who already knows the wood wins. The one who trusted only the plan loses wood, wastes cuts, and wonders what went wrong. This is the first habit. And it takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes that saves hours. Habit 2. They build the project once before they build it again. Not on paper. Not on a sketch pad. In the mind. Before a master woodworker touches a single tool, they stand still and walk through the entire build from start to finish. Every sequence. Every joint. Every glue up. Every place where two parts come together. They ask themselves, in what order do these pieces need to be cut? Which joints get cut before which ones? If I glue this assembly first, can I still reach that joint? If this panel moves in summer, where does that movement go? What gets in the way if I do this step before that step? This mental rehearsal is not guesswork. It is construction. The project is being built, completely, before any sawdust hits the floor. Master woodworkers rarely make catastrophic mistakes. Not because they are more careful in the moment. Because the moments where things go wrong have already happened, in the mind, and been solved before the wood was touched. The woodworker who skips this discovers the mistake at the bench. With glue already open. With a joint already cut the wrong way. With a panel already glued into an assembly that now makes the next step impossible. The mind is the cheapest workshop you own. Use it first. Habit 3. They mark a face side and a face edge, and they never work from anything else. This is one of the oldest disciplines in woodworking. It is also one of the first things to disappear in a hurry. Here is what it means. Before any measurement is taken, a master woodworker marks one face of the board and one edge of the board as the reference surfaces. A small looping mark on the face. A small tick on the edge pointing back to the face. These two surfaces are the truth. Every dimension, every joint, every mortise, every tenon, everything is measured from these two surfaces only. Never from the opposite face. Never from the opposite edge. Always from the marked surfaces. Why does this matter? Because no board is perfectly square. Even boards that look square are not. There are tiny variations. And when you measure from different surfaces at different times, those tiny variations stack. A joint that was measured from the face on one piece and from the back on another will not line up. Not because the cut was wrong, because the reference was wrong. A master woodworker uses one truth and works from it every time. The face side and the face edge are that truth. Every mark on every board comes from those two surfaces from the first moment the board is picked up to the last moment it is fitted. This habit alone eliminates an entire category of error that beginners spend years trying to diagnose. Habit 4. They calculate wood movement before they choose a joint. Wood moves. Not sometimes. Every year, without exception, every piece of wood in a workshop expands across the grain in humid months and contracts in dry months. A wide panel can move a quarter inch or more depending on the species and the region. The average woodworker thinks about this at the end, if at all. They design the project, cut the joints, build the piece, and then wonder why the top is cracking or why the drawer no longer opens smoothly 6 months later. A master woodworker calculates wood movement at the design stage. Before a joint is chosen. Before a dimension is settled. They ask, how wide is this panel? What species is this? How much will it move across its width in a full year cycle in this climate? And then, does the joint I am planning allow for that movement, or does it fight it? A solid wood tabletop fastened with rigid screws directly into an apron will crack. Not because it was built poorly. Because it was fastened in a way that gave the wood nowhere to go when it moved. A master woodworker uses buttons, or clips, or elongated holes, fastening methods that hold the top down but let it breathe. A frame and panel door works because the panel is left floating in its groove. It can move freely without putting any stress on the frame. This is not an accident. It is centuries of understanding wood movement built into the design. The joint is chosen after the movement is calculated. Never before. Habit 5. They sharpen before they start, not when something feels wrong. A dull tool does not announce itself all at once. It degrades gradually. The cut gets a little harder. The surface gets a little rougher. The joint gets a little less clean. And because the change is gradual, the woodworker adjusts, pushing a little harder, making another pass, settling for a surface that is close enough. By the time something feels wrong, the tool has been dull for a long time. And the work it produced in that time reflects it. A master woodworker sharpens before the first cut of every session. Not because the tools feel dull. Because sharp is the baseline, and the baseline is established before the work begins, not recovered after the work has already suffered. Sharpening is not a repair. It is a preparation. There is a discipline in this that goes beyond edge geometry. A woodworker who sharpens first is a woodworker who is paying attention before the work starts. They are not reacting to problems. They are preventing them. A sharp chisel cuts to align with a single controlled push. A dull chisel needs force. And force, in woodworking, is where mistakes happen. Sharp before the first cut. Every time. Habit 6. They dry fit everything before any glue opens. A glue up is one of the most stressful moments in woodworking. The clock is running. The glue has an open time of maybe 10 minutes. Every clamp needs to be placed correctly. Every joint needs to close fully. Every panel needs to be flat. A master woodworker has already done this once. Completely. Dry. Before the glue bottle is touched, every piece is assembled in full. Every joint is fitted. Every clamp is positioned and adjusted. Every call is laid out. The sequence of assembly is rehearsed step by step, which piece goes in first, which clamp gets applied in which order, where the pressure needs to be. Then everything is taken apart. And only then does the glue come out. When the glue up happens, it is not an experiment. It is a repeat. The woodworker already knows exactly what to do and in what order because they have already done it. The glue is only present for the last few minutes of an operation that was rehearsed in full without it. The woodworker who skips the dry fit discovers the problem with glue already on the joint. A shoulder that does not quite seat. A panel that is slightly out of square. A clamp that cannot reach the right position. These problems, with 10 minutes of open time on the glue, become permanent. Dry fit everything. No exceptions. Habit 7. They decide the finish before the first cut. This is the habit that surprises most woodworkers. The finish is the last thing applied. Why would it be the first thing decided? Because the finish changes everything that comes before it. A film finish, polyurethane, lacquer, varnish, sits on top of the wood. It fills small surface imperfections and creates a barrier. The surface preparation for a film finish is forgiving. Scratches up to a certain grit are acceptable because the film will fill them. An oil or wax finish penetrates into the wood. It does not fill. It reveals. Every scratch, every mill mark, every torn grain fiber, every plain track, the finish makes all of it more visible, not less. The surface under an oil finish must be flawless before it is applied. These two approaches require different surface preparation, which requires different tools, which requires different technique from the very beginning of the build. A master woodworker who plans to use an oil finish planes to a higher standard from the first cut. They work to a finer level throughout the build because they already know what the finish will demand at the end. A woodworker who decides the finish at the end may discover that the surface they have been building toward is not good enough for what they chose. And at that point, fixing it means going back, sometimes far back, on a piece that is already assembled. The finish is a design decision. It belongs at the beginning of the project, not the end. These are the 7 habits. Not talent. Not expensive tools. Not rare wood. 7 decisions made before anything is cut. 7 disciplines practiced before the work begins. Read the wood before the plan. Build it once in the mind. Mark a face side and never leave it. Calculate the movement before choosing the joint. Sharpen before the first cut. Dry fit before the glue opens. Decide the finish before anything else. A woodworker who does these 7 things before every project is not just more careful. They are building differently from the ground up. They are working with the same logic that made furniture last 150 years, not because the wood was special, but because the thinking before the work was. That is the difference between a woodworker and a master woodworker. And now you know it.